Hello, Internet. Welcome to Mega Beef Bowl.
Today on the news,
Are you
everyone
talking to
died.
me?
This is gonna be Overwatch podcast tier list, meaning if they made a podcast, how good it would be, and we're separating it by entertaining and good, entertaining but bad, meaning it's entertaining, just the quality of it overall is pretty bad. And then there's boring but good, which is it's boring but it also has good production and stuff. And then boring and bad, as in it's a piece of shit and I don't care. Uh, and first, we're starting with Moira. I think it would be boring but good because she's smart, but also, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think she's too smart. I wouldn't want to look at it.
That's fair, actually. I'm gonna put boring and good. Uh, Junkrat. I feel like he would
Junkrat would be good.
I don't know. Another rule is they could, if they are like directly tied to somebody, they could bring them on, but it wouldn't affect that person's rating. Like Junkrat would be able to bring Roadhog on, but Junkrat performing on his own podcast wouldn't boost Roadhogs, if that makes sense.
This is true, but
Uh,
I think that having Roadhog on the podcast would change things significantly. I think it'd be really funny.
it would be really funny, but it's still Junkrat's podcast. But I don't think Roadhog would bring Junkrat on his own podcast, is what I mean too.
That's true.
So I'm gonna do but they also live in like the middle of no. Well, they're rich too, so they actually would be able to afford good equipment.
I hate flats so much.
Yeah, but they wouldn't pay for good equipment. They would just they'd hoard their money and they'd just put together scrap shit.
You're right, actually. I agree with that. Kiriko would be boring and bad because she lives in a studio apartment and she's boring.
Here's be the fucking worst.
Her own tier. Just
Yeah.
call it. Wait till you see me on my podcast.
Wait till you see me at my podcast. Hers would be unbearable.
Yeah, I would never even.
I saw
No.
old man walking down the hallway today, and he had a donut.
She'd
That
probably-
would be it.
Oh shit!
I think she
Make
would
it
pay for
brown.
fake sponsors to appear
it
that
brown like poop.
she made it.
There we go.
Also, yeah, you're right. She would have constant ads.
I don't like Kiriko. Hers would
I
be the
don't either.
worst.
It would be
I
awful.
feel like Torbjorn would. He'd make a podcast, but he wouldn't bring anyone on, and he would just talk about engineering stuff.
I think he's boring but good. He's in the same vein as Moira.
He's like,
Wait till you see me on my bike.
there's videos on YouTube of like old men that chisel, like that's their life's work, and they only just talk about chiseling and like teaching people.
Yeah.
And it's like it's entertaining, but like I would never watch that outside of I'm trying to go to sleep.
You just watch it and it makes you smile a bit. That's it.
Yeah. Doomfist would be really good. He would fucking
This would be good.
he would talk about financial investments
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's what I said yesterday. He'd give you like cryptocurrency advice. Don't buy this.
Doom, please.
Don't buy
No.
any of it.
But
No.
buy all of talent stuff.
Buy Doom coin.
Fuck you, Aiden.
Trust
You know,
me.
That's a good bit for the video.
would maybe
Keep it
boring
the
but
same
good or
vibe.
boring but bad.
She just
May?
about cute
Yeah.
shit.
May would
I
be
wouldn't
boring.
Watch it, but it'd probably be good.
I don't know if
I don't know, I think
she knows
bad.
technology.
Yeah, but she would only babble about like global warming.
It would
She would
be
have a lot
boring.
of guests, but I guess if that doesn't affect it, then boring.
May is entertaining on her own.
Well,
so
she wouldn't be able. She like I don't think she'd be able to bring people onto her podcast though.
No. She's
Yeah.
living in Antarctica.
That's true.
She'd be boring.
Soldier 76.
He would be a good dad podcast. I know, like Robert listens to a lot of shit like
I think
that.
it'd be somewhat interesting.
Yeah.
I think depending on what he's talking about, if he's just talking about dad stuff, it would be cool. But if he's like babbling about world news, I don't think I would really care.
I like war stories. I think we're not his demographic, but it'd still be good.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give it to him. A Mercy podcast.
I'm biased, but I like Mercy a lot.
Nah.
I think it'd be boring but good because she's like a very hard like Samaritan, so she would be too deep in to
Well,
not
yeah,
talk
but
about
wouldn't she-
anything but like Haiti earthquake.
But wouldn't she talk about like dissecting people too?
No, that would be Moira.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
because
that's
they
true.
retconned Mercy doing that to
Oh,
Reaper,
okay.
Yeah.
which is really dumb.
Yeah, I don't
She
know
did
any
it
of
to
the lore.
Genji though, but she feels bad about it.
Well, I
Sorry.
made him better.
I'm gonna do
I
boring
saved
but
his life.
good.
Yeah, boring but good is fine.
A Reaper podcast would be boring but bad because he wouldn't want to talk the entire time.
I think it'd be funny because he'd talk about 4chan all the time.
Well, he doesn't talk normally. It might be the place he does talk. He's not with other people.
That's true, actually.
I think he'd
But
talk about
what would he talk?
like
Yeah.
he'd talk about deep web and 4chan
He
stuff.
might
It'd
be an
fun.
incel.
Do you guys know how to sell crack on the internet?
Bitcoin miner.
I think
No.
he'd just be like edgy in a bad way.
What
Yeah.
you do is you send this email to like 30 people, and at least one person will download it.
If you don't retweet this in the next 24 hours, you'll be cursed for life.
I'll give him entertaining but bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Anna, me and Aiden talked about this. She would be the type to bring on a guest, but like talk over them the entire time, so they only get like 3 minutes of actual talking time.
She'd bring them on and then she'd kick them and go, "That's enough." And she'd go
put
into her
them
next
to
thing.
sleep, guys. Oh my god.
Also, she'd be talking like on a walkie-talkie in the middle of nowhere because she doesn't live anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know anything about her, so you guys deal with that one.
I'll do entertaining but bad. Okay, Ramatra would be entertaining and
Ramatra.
good because
I-
he would be the conspiracy person that like actually makes engaging points and you want to listen more.
Yeah, but he'd want to like murder all the like rich people, he'd do like the Bohemian Grove conspiracy, but then say exactly what he would do to like kill them.
Yeah, he'd be banned, but it would be a good podcast, is what I'm
I
saying.
personally think that him and Zenyatta would share a podcast, and I think that would be a really good podcast.
That's true. I'm putting him in entertaining and good.
Yeah.
Brig, I feel like would be in the same category as Torbjorn of like she's too busy talking about engineering stuff to bring anybody on.
Gita's not very interesting.
Yeah,
She's really not.
I'm gonna boring but bad. Torbjorn at least has a cool voice.
I like Reinhardt. I think his podcast would be good. I'd listen to it.
I don't know who I was talking with that disagreed
was
with
me.
me. Yeah, he would get
Oh,
drunk and tell war stories, and it would be the coolest podcast ever.
Yeah, but then I said he would talk about like cryptids and completely believe that they're real.
Yeah, but it would be a
It'd
good
be funny.
podcast.
Yeah, it'd be really good. Bigfoot is real.
We can
I saw him.
we can try to order them at the end. Bastion, boring but bad.
Yeah.
We don't really need to elaborate on that. Genji, we
would be
disagreed on, but me and Aiden agreed on that he would be unintentionally funny.
I just think he'd be funny in general, because
It's-
when I say that, I'm thinking of his Triceratops voice line. That's what
I think
mean.
he would misspeak a lot.
He would, yeah.
But would it be a good podcast?
I think so. Yeah, he'd
No.
have interesting.
No,
stuff to talk
I
about.
think he would set it up himself and no one would help him, so it'd be bad quality.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true, actually.
As good as the quality, entertaining
Yeah.
as
You're
if
right,
it's
you're
good
right.
or not.
Because like
Hamster would be funny.
We'll
'cause
get
he
to
could
him
talk with
li-
his robot.
we'll get to him later, but like Winston, he would have like fucking the world grade best equipment ever, but he would only talk
Yeah.
about like math stuff. So that would be good, but it would be boring.
Hammond would
Great
be
inventor.
entertaining and good because he's racist
He is racist.
and he has a
Uh,
funny robot voice.
I feel like Cassidy would be boring but good.
Yeah,
I don't
he'd be
know though.
boring.
I think he'd be entertaining but bad because he doesn't
That's-
know how to
that's
use
true.
it.
That's yeah.
He's funny.
He'd tell
is
like
funny.
train heist stories.
And be like, how do I set up this microphone?
He'd knock it over every 5 seconds on accident.
Yeah, you'd constantly hear like it's clear that he doesn't have a pop filter and he keeps bumping into his mic, so it makes that loud rattling sound.
It also he'd fucking smoke on like directly into
Yeah.
his microphone.
And he uploads it completely unedited.
And it's like sideways.
It's 4 hours long.
Yeah. He gets up and leaves like Snoop Dogg for 8 hours.
Oh, I let this thing on. I still gotta upload it though.
What
How
the
do
hell
I
is
turn
that?
off this computer? Oh well.
Zenyatta, we went on this, but he'd be really good, and he'd bring on guests sometimes, I think. But it would mainly be like he'd be reciting quotes over like soft music.
I think out of everybody on the entire list, a Ramatra and Zenyatta podcast would be the one I listen to the most.
That's fair. I don't think Ursa would be able to do a podcast.
She'd get distracted, and she's like not super interesting either.
Also, she's not really. Her brain isn't fully developed yet.
Yeah, that too.
I'm gonna just go with boring with bad on
Yeah.
that one. Roadhog.
I think he's the same as Junkrat on his own.
I don't know though, because he doesn't really talk that much.
That's true, but that's what I mean. I feel like without Junkrat, his podcast is just nothing.
But he also is like he half hates Junkrat, so
It'd
he
be
wouldn't
funny.
he wouldn't want to bring him on though.
Because
Yeah.
Junkrat would say something stupid, and he'd read his like Discord chat, and everybody's like, "That's not true. What you just said isn't true." And Roadhog would just go,
It'd be entertaining but bad.
Yeah.
Then you should F11 the your Chrome tab.
I end the recording. I already have it all set up.
Okay.
Symmetra, boring with bad.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well,
Sorry, is
actually,
this
no.
game-
She would have fucking good technology, so it would be boring but good. But I
it
don't
would
want
be
to
good
give
for
her.
cookies, Yeah.
I really don't want to give
You
her
know
boring
what?
but
You know
good.
what? No, because I think that I think there's better contenders for a techie podcast than her. I think
It's
I
like
think someone
Sombra.
could do it better. Yeah.
Zarya would. I don't
I think
know.
boring.
Boring.
Bad.
It would be boring.
I don't think she would know how to. Well, she also has a fucking particle cannon, so she's gotta.
Dude.
She's gotta know something about technology to be able to operate a.
She
like,
didn't make
Yeah,
it
but
though.
it's
She's
still
an
bad.
idiot.
She has
She's a
to
way
operate
better.
it though.
You have to pull a trigger.
I
I
guess.
still think that it's bad. I think she belongs
Okay.
there.
How bad.
Ash isn't super interesting.
Yeah. I think that she'd either be yelling the entire time or telling boring stories.
I don't even think it's entertaining, but bad. I just think that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Sojourn, boring but bad.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know anything about her yet. She doesn't have enough personality.
She testified against Overwatch in court to get it shut down.
Bitch.
Yeah, boring.
Tracer, I've said this to both of you guys, but it's the bit in Family Guy where they have the podcast and Cleveland just talks for an hour about a story that nobody cares about.
Yeah, her podcast would be schizophrenic.
Also, it'd be British.
That's true.
I'm noticing a trend.
Widowmaker would just deny it doing she'd punch all the cameras out. She wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Is there a would not do tier?
We should do that actually.
Yeah, but still keep Kiriko below that.
At a row above. Refuses to do.
Purple.
Purple, my
Okay.
favorite color.
Widowmaker.
Anjo.
I don't think any of them would refuse.
Yeah. Well, Hanzo,
I don't even know. I just don't know.
I think he would also either refuse to do it or it would just not be that good because
Maybe he'd do like an ASMR type thing though, with nice like Japanese music in the background.
burn sage,
And record it with
Yeah.
his phone or something.
Yeah. Be
entertaining.
like, today
well-
I'm on top of a mountaintop.
I'd do boring but good.
I'm going to
Sombra
jump
would be
off and kill
entertaining and
myself.
good.
Yeah,
I think
Sombra
so.
knows what she's doing.
She'd have a
She'd
fun
leak some
podcast that
secrets.
also talks about cool stuff.
She'd leak like government documents, but in like video form.
She'd force everyone's phone to play the podcast a million times to get her a bunch of money.
That's
Yeah.
how she funds everything.
Yeah.
Fun.
Winston, boring but good because, like
Yeah.
I said, he has like good technology, but he would be talking about like slope intercept form and
Yeah.
why it's interesting to him.
The
Sure, a
concept
lot-
of a monkey doing a podcast gives him extra points.
That's
Yeah,
that's true.
A lot of people would like Diva, but I would kill myself listening to her.
A lot of people really would like her.
I
I have
think
to take myself out of my head. She's so annoying.
I think for the majority census it would be entertaining but good, but I wouldn't listen to it. Again, like
I
Soldier, we're not the target audience.
Yeah, that's true.
Segment entertaining and good.
Stigma, yeah, because his podcast, he'd either be peddling like Talon propaganda or just screaming for an entire podcast.
To listen or not to listen.
Yeah.
Turn that down.
I don't think Junker Queens would be good or entertaining. I'm gonna be honest.
I think it'd be entertaining.
I don't know.
It's the legend of the Junker Queen.
She
Yeah, but-
talk about people that she beheaded in Junkertown recently.
It would be bad. It would be bad, but entertaining. I think.
Yeah.
She'd be
Lucio would
babbling the
have-
whole time. Okay,
would have-
this one's a
We're a
hot
contender.
topic. Yeah.
I'm voting for entertaining.
At the very least, he would have the top tier audio
Yeah.
equipment.
I will give you
He'd
that.
have the
but
best sounding audio.
I feel like he would just be playing music the entire time,
But he
and
would.
then
Exactly.
not either not
He would
giving
discuss
engaging
the music.
commentary on it, or it wouldn't be good music, or both.
But
He would.
give good commentary.
Because in his bio it says he's like an activist, and that's
Yeah.
why he does music. It would be good commentary.
It would be. I'm with Aiden. I think it'd be good. But
Hmm.
also, I think it'd be funny because it'd be like, man, I can't hear anything. I got tinnitus.
Help!
I'll
I think
I'll,
entertaining.
I'll fork it over.
Good.
Echo would be really boring because she doesn't have a personality.
Yeah, it refuses to do though. Maybe
No,
She-
she would do it for
but-
fun.
that's fair. Okay.
Baptiste entertaining and good. I don't want to argue about this because it's true.
I would argue, but whatever.
He's
It's your tier
you
list.
you laugh at him every time he plays him. He's funny.
Yeah, but
Funny.
you know what?
And he'd
Yeah,
also
you're right. He's
I
just
feel
very
like he
smart.
would start out with a funny story and then he would convincingly lead into a call to action that'll make you want to donate $1 to like fucking Haiti earthquakes. I've made
Yeah,
that
you're
joke
right.
already.
You're right.
Farrah's kind of a jock. I think she'd be boring.
I'm in love with Farah, but you put her wherever you want.
I
I'm
think
biased.
she wouldn't want to do it either. She would say, "This is a stupid thing to do."
Yeah.
She probably would refuse it actually.
All right. I'm gonna move this over a little bit.
Now let's do a Clayton Overwatch characters I'd kiss tier list.
We gotta order it now, real quick. I
Is
put
the
Winston
left
Winston
like
on
the
the
most?
left
There's
is
left the
left is
best.
the best. Right is lower.
Put Ramatra, Zenyatta, and Doomfist towards the front because they're definitely the best.
I can agree with that. I'm gonna put Ramatra ahead of Zenyatta just because the topics
Yeah,
would be
yeah,
more
I agree.
engaging than that.
I think they're both above Doomfist though.
I don't know.
What? Okay, I'm thinking it from them doing a podcast together. If it's alone, then you're right.
You gotta consider heavily them alone because they're not gonna be on each other's podcast every single time.
But I think they will. I think they do a podcast together, and it'd be called Harmony and Discord.
That's fair.
What about Sombra?
I don't have a.
She'd be really interesting.
I think she'd be pretty high on the list.
I think she'd be
Above
higher.
Reinhardt.
I don't know.
I think above Reinhardt.
She'd
I
be
think
Reinhardt
leaking
would
like
already-
she'd be leaking like world secrets.
Oh, not what
Yeah.
I meant. I meant to do
The
this.
podcast would be super interesting.
All right.
Why would Reinhardt's be good though? Like, good
Because
Because
quality.
it'd be funny, and
It would be funny.
and
He's,
it would
like,
be very
insane.
engaging.
It'd be
But,
really
but
funny.
why would he have good quality? I mean,
He
like,
wouldn't have good
Oh, he wouldn't
quality,
have good
I'd
quality.
agree.
You're right, actually.
Yeah.
I'm putting him top of entertaining but bad, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
I think that
think
Lucio
this.
should be higher than where he is.
Ugh.
Maybe below Soldier. I think that's fair.
I don't
No, not
know.
below Soldier. Yeah, he's good where he is.
At Baptiste, I'm.
Put him above.
Tell me when to
Diva.
stop.
not
Put him
Sigma.
Put him above Diva and put Sigma above Diva.
Put Sigma of Hammond. He's unhinged.
You're right. Yeah.
I
And
like. I
Baptiste
like.
above Diva.
I
I think that's right.
I think this is right.
I think Soldier might
Fair
be
enough, fair
last.
enough.
I
Fair
agree
enough,
with that. I didn't want to tell Clayton.
That's fair, and I don't care. I'm not a Soldier enjoyer.
I'm moving like, because of how much fun we had with the idea. I'm moving him
Yeah.
up.
I think Junkrat's pretty low on that one, honestly.
Yeah.
He's,
the
he's
o-
funny.
I think the other Junkers would be more entertaining than him though.
I do too. I do too.
Uh.
Genji's pretty funny. Genji might be above Ana though.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this too.
But I love Reaper. Reaper's podcast would be awesome. He'd be like Nexpo, but actually like just incriminating himself.
What do you think of this?
I think Reaper above Junker Queen, but if you don't think that, then it's whatever.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Just because the idea of him talking about 4chan and the deep web.
I'm
is
done. I'm
I think
doing this.
Winston should be top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Torbjorn goes there. That's fine. That works.
I think this is good.
Yeah.
Um.
Boring but bad. I don't think. I
Uh,
don't know.
Who has
This
the
is
best?
already, like,
Who has the
fine.
best podcast out of these people?
Uh,
That goes there.
I think this is already fine. I don't really care much for any of these characters.
I like May the most out of all those characters.
Yeah, I did that too.
No.
She can't tell. Sojourn should be at the bottom. She sucks.
She has like nothing. Yeah.
Worse than Bastion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This. Is
Yeah,
fine.
this
is a
is good.
fine tier.
This was Mega Beef Bowl podcast. Our opinions are right. You are wrong. Thank you for watching. Bye.